Hey everybody, this is Gail, and this is Errata-Hate episode 2, and today I will be reviewing this mutated egg thing, which is actually an ergonomic hook holder courtesy of Boye. You all know it. Like, if you go to the craft store, it's the red and white logo that we all know and love. I don't know how to pronounce it, and I don't really care enough to look it up, quite frankly. Anyway, this is an ergonomic hook holder, and its goal is for you to be able to take anything from your little tiny B hook up to your pretty hefty K hook, put it into this thing, and not have to worry about your hands cramping up. The goal is that you're going to hold it sort of tucked into your palm and be able to keep your fingers a little looser. And especially important for me, keep my thumb straight. I am actually currently dealing with the fact that I have a repetitive stress injury in this thumb from all the stitching I do. Related, I've also pulled the same muscle in my shoulder twice crocheting, so I am trying to be a better role model for myself by buying tools that will help me not do that. So the first thing to know about this is that it's plastic. And it's pretty good plastic. It has some weight to it. It doesn't feel like it's going to snap on you at any point. It is a little iffily made by my standards. There is space between the top and the bottom that should not be there. It's not flush. It does not seem to be affecting the tool use, but I work as a technical writer and spend most of my days figuring out how shit's gonna break, so I notice these things. So the way that this works, it's two pieces. It comes apart at the top, pop it open, and you've got the bottom part and you've got the top part. And for every hook size, or every couple of hook sizes depending, there is a rubber washer that is color-coded for it. So my problem with the rubber washers, I have two problems. One, I'm not certain how long their elasticity is going to last. But this is a $10 tool, so at the same time, you know, if I can make it 6 months and the washers don't warp, you know, that's pretty good. But the other thing is it's kind of hard to tell the colors apart and the sizes apart when you're working on stuff. So E and F, the E hook one is supposed to be green, which I guess, you know, is this. And then the F one is supposed to be blue. And so I would guess that it is this. But the colors, the actual colors of the washers are not the same colors on the back of this in terms of shade. They're showing much darker on the package than they are in real life, which bugs me. But I think I'm being kind of pedantic, so let's move on. So the way this works is you pick out the washer that works with the size of your hook. So this is the B hook washer. This is my B hook. You put the hook through the washer and then push the washer down to just the top of the thumb rest. You take your hook, you put it in the bottom, you hold on to it, you put the egg over the top, and you close it. Go. And you can see the washer in there. And if your washer is placed properly, this ain't gonna move. It's a very snug fit. I really like that it is very sturdy when it's in there, and I'm hoping, like I said, that the washers maintain their elasticity so they can do that. Let me show you what happened the first time I did this. When I wasn't, because it just says on the back of the package, put on the thumb rest, so I wasn't sure, and so being me, I'm like, well, I'll put it halfway down. You know, because that's on the thumb rest. So I'm going to push it halfway down, put it back in, close it up, and I got this. You can see that, yeah, like it's wiggling pretty bad. And so if you're using this for the first time and you get it in there and you get this wiggle, it just means the washer is in the wrong place. And you just need to move it back up to the top of the thumb rest. By the way, if you do this, getting this thing off is just an Olympic level sport. I have dents in my hands from having done it. But I want to show you also how it works with the K hook, which is the largest hook that fits. So here's the K hook washer. I'm going to do the same thing. Get it in there, close it up, And you get that same sturdy fit where it is in there and it's not going anywhere, which is really what I need personally. I need this device because my grip is ridiculous. That's why my thumb is injured. And I have found the best way for me to get used to this, I'm working on a project with my B-hook right now, is every day I'm doing a few rows with the egg. And then I'm taking the egg off and just using the hook on its own again. And I'm finding that is getting me a good result in terms of getting used to using the egg, while also not aggravating me because I'm trying to use the egg too much all at once. Like, you have to get used to it. It's like switching from, a K-hook project to a B-hook project. It takes a little while to get your hand used to the motion. So a couple of things about this tool that I think are genuinely kind of a problem. The tool itself works great. I'm planning to go back come back in like 6 months and do another review to make sure like all the pieces have stayed together. I think that's really important with a tool that's all plastic and rubber. You get 8 washers. So you get like a little handful of washers, and I just dropped one. I'll come back to it. So you get all of these little tiny pieces. And they don't come with a storage container. In the packaging, they come in this little section right here. But they're just loose when you open it. So, of course, they went all over my goddamn floor. And, I mean, you just saw me drop one. This is like the anti-product for Gale, little tiny pieces. And so you're going to have a good storage solution for it when I feel like it should have come with a little small plastic box. The other thing is that the only place where the washers are labeled in regards to what color goes with what hook is on the back of the packaging. It's not anywhere on here. They are stamped with numbers, but I believe it's the production numbers. This one is 155 on the bottom and is supposed to be a G-hook. And the 155 does not match with, it's a 4mm or a 0.1574 inch, which doesn't match. So this is a production number on the bottom. So you're going to have to keep that little piece of the packaging with it. Not a great bit of design. I'm going to make a little tiny bag that holds it all, which, I mean, is probably what we're all going to do. But I think it's probably better to know ahead of time you're going to need to make a little tiny bag or get a little box. Depending on how you store stuff, you may already have a little box. I don't. But overall, I would recommend it it does what it needs to do, and it does it well. I do think it'll hold up pretty okay. The rubber used to make the washers is quality. I've had the B-hook washer on and off probably a dozen times, and it hasn't warped yet. So I would recommend giving it a shot, especially if you need to practice giving your hands a little bit of a break so that you can keep stitching at a speed that you probably should stop stitching at. Nobody look at me. So that is it for Errata-Hate episode 2. And at the end of episode 1, I forgot to give you any place to find me on the internet. So I have links down in the bottom thingy for my Instagram and my Ravelry. So you can catch up with me at either of those spots, and I look forward to seeing you for episode 3.